What's up everybody? Welcome back to Headbanger's Closet. Happy New Year. It is December 31st as I'm making this video. And welcome to the first annual Headbanger's Closet Albums of the Year album review. I'm just going to show you guys a handful of the records I thought were my favorite ones from this year, 2021. Show you guys the album, maybe the inserts, kind of talk a little bit about the bands. And, I would like to know what you guys think. Have you heard any of them before? Let me know in the comments below and all that jazz. So let's get right into it. The first album I want to talk about is the Clint Wells project, Lunar Satan. It was also the one that kind of came out first in the year. I believe it was released digitally December 31st, New Year's Eve last year, like right around midnight. You can kind of pick it up on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get streaming music, wherever you buy your music digitally. He put it out. If you don't really know what it's about, Clint Wells, he's a singer-songwriter based in Nashville, Tennessee. Just Google his name. He's written so many songs for other artists. He's he's up there writing in all these different bands. He's been in a few different country bands, but I've kind of discovered him through Metal Up Your Podcast. He is one half of the Metal Up Your podcast duo, the Metallica podcast. But great dude. Clint Wells, really cool guy, very talented musician, like I said, based out of Nashville, Tennessee. And Lunar Satan was basically a project that kind of came about from a joke on the actual podcast. It's basically about Satan gets kind of, I guess, cryogenically frozen and sent to the moon, and then his followers kind of thaw him out, and he goes to take over the world. It's a concept album. It's really, really good. More so hard rock than heavy metal, although there are a lot of straight up heavy metal, thrash metal style guitar riffs on this album. Clint plays the guitar. There's a lot of other artists he brought on to play bass, drums, other instruments on the record as well. Just really, really great stuff though. And if you listen to the podcast, you know who Clint Wells is. You'll know that he is a 90s heavy metal fan. Loves the Load and Reload era from Metallica. Loves Alice in Chains, loves Soundgarden. You can really hear those influences on this album. It's really, really good. I highly recommend you guys checking it out. Go out, buy it digitally or go anywhere you stream your music and check it out. You won't be disappointed. I picked up the blood red vinyl version. Of course, you guys know me. I'm always going to pick up the colored variants. Check out that badass Lunar Satan artwork right there. Really, really cool. So definitely give it a listen. I don't think you guys will be disappointed. I'm not really going to show you guys a record that I think sucks, or you should like everything that I show you. So check it out. It's really, really cool stuff from Clint Wells' Lunar Satan. The next one I'm going to talk about, and really these are in no particular order except for the last two. The last two are my favorites of the year, but everything else just kind of comes in no particular order. This one is Haunt's Beautiful Distraction. Came out April 2nd, 2021. Haunt, just like Lunar Satan with Clint Wells, Haunt is, the mastermind behind Haunt is Trevor Church, another one-man band. He writes all the music, plays all the instruments, and then just gets, really talented musicians to play live with him. And he's also got his own, where is it, right here, Church Recordings. He puts out everything, and, this guy puts out a lot of stuff throughout the year. He put out a lot of stuff in 2021. This is the main record, and he could easily put out, some cheaper quality material, whether it's the shirts. They're always on that really super soft canvas shirts, not that Gildan stuff. His records, same thing. He always puts out multiple versions, colored variants and stuff like that. And he could put out something a little bit cheaper, maybe not as many variants, and maybe make some more money for himself, but he doesn't. He's one of those guys that just cares about the fans, and people like myself and other Haunt fans are always collecting everything he puts out. And I really appreciate the fact that he does that. But great album. Kind of a new wave of traditional heavy metal sounding stuff, more hard rock than heavy metal. But if you really dig that new wave of traditional metal stuff, you'll like this. The title track on the record, Beautiful Distraction, is probably the best song on the album, along with Face the Danger. Keeping Watch is really good, Imaginary Borders. Then you've got a couple songs like Hearts on Fire and It's in My Hands, which are just great tunes in their own right, but are kind of reworked and put on this record. There's pretty cool artwork right there. And this cool looking snake artwork with the lyrics. And then of course, really cool colored variant right there with some more snake artwork. And then the Haunt logo right there is pretty cool. So, like I said, he's always putting out quality stuff, and fans like myself that collect it really appreciate that, because when you buy something from Trevor, you're going to get some quality merchandise. So the next, and he's from, I think, like Fresno, California. The next album I want to talk about is Wraiths, Undo the Chains. Wraith is a thrash, like a modern thrash band. I believe they're from Indiana. And you guys got to follow these dudes on Instagram. All their photos look like they're having the best time. Always like drinking beer, hanging out at a party in someone's backyard at a pool and playing shows. Here's the album. Really, really cool orange and black splattered vinyl right there. Really kick-ass stuff. Here's the insert. The guys in the band with the logo. And then just pictures of them kind of having a good time. Really reminds me of that early 80s thrash metal scene where they were just kicking everyone's ass with the music and just having a damn good time drinking a shitload of beers. Lyrics to the tunes, and probably the best guitar tone out of all the albums I'm going to talk about today. And just straight up thrash metal. If you dig thrash metal, heavy metal, just check these guys out. Wraiths, Undo the Chains. This album came out September 24th, 2021, but they released a handful of singles kind of spaced out throughout like the spring and summer before it came out in the fall. So definitely go pick it up. It's awesome. Wraiths, Undo the Chains. Next one I want to talk about is the band Steel Bearing Hand. This is the album called Slay in Hell. It came out April 2nd, 2021. How badass is that artwork right there? These guys, when I bought the album off of Bandcamp, they included a whole mess of extra stuff. Just kind of show you guys real quick. Kind of like a axe sticker. And then just like other band promo stuff. Other bands. And then there's like the card, promo card. Another one. Carbonized Records. I guess that's the record company I'm thinking. I really hadn't paid too much attention, but pretty cool sticker. Pretty badass artwork right there with kind of like an order form. And there, just a handful more. Is like you got the axe. Well, here's a sword. There's the business card right there, which is pretty cool. Got the email address and everything. Contact. Oh, yes, it's a digital download card as well. And there's a sticker, band's logo. And then like a mace or a flail looking thing right there. So really cool. They threw that in. And awesome record. This is very thrashy, very death metal. It's kind of like I guess what they would call crossover. Favorite tune on the record, without no doubt about it, is Till Death and Beyond. It's just awesome. Death metal, just really heavy thrash, chugging guitar riffs. And at the end, there's like a 3-minute dueling guitar solo, which is really badass. But great album, really heavy. 4 guys in the band, but you can really hear that dual battling guitar sound. Really cool stuff. Lyrics to the songs, and then again, really cool crimson, red vinyl right there with the Steel Bearing Hand logo, which is really cool looking. So great stuff. Check it out. Like I said, it's kind of, I guess what they're calling crossover. Very thrash metal, death metal, really good mix of both. A lot of that was kind of coming out this year in 2021, and it just sounds awesome. Each song in its own right, one song is kind of more death metal, the other one's more thrash. But great record, check it out. It's kind of long, even though there's only 6 tunes. There are like 6-7 minute songs, a lot of them, but yeah, definitely check it out. Steel Bearing Hands, Slay in Hell, and I do not know where they're from. Next one we'll talk about is Bewitcher. These guys, I believe, from Portland, Oregon. This is their second full length, I believe. It's called Cursed by Thy Kingdom. Came out April 19th, 2021. Great stuff. Real speed, fast, heavy metal. It's not really thrash. It's just speed metal. Great stuff. Kind of reminds me a lot of Merciful Fate in terms of the lyrical content. A lot of satanic, black arts, dark imagery. But really, really great stuff. Just really high tempo, fun metal. There you go. There's the guys in the band. A 3-piece with the lyrics to the tunes. And then you get a pretty cool poster right here. Again, just a poster of the guys, but pretty cool poster. And I believe they put this record out on a couple of different colored variants. I picked up this particular one right here. There it is on kind of, again, crimson with that black, smoky, color to it. Pretty cool looking Bewitcher logo. Again, really cool stuff, real fast, up-tempo, in-your-face, speed metal. I always want to make the comparison with these guys to Toxic Holocaust, just because they're kind of from the same city, but really, other than just being fast, fun, heavy metal, there's really not a whole lot of similarities with the two bands. Just good stuff. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. Bewitchers, Cursed by Thy Kingdom. I'm not going to get it in and waste my time trying to get it in. So now we're at the point where these are my two favorite albums coming up. And the first one is Richmond, Virginia's own Enforced. I believe this is their second full-length. It's called Kill Grid. This thing, again, is what they're calling a crossover. But to me, it's just straight-up thrashy, heavy metal. Heavy metal with just thrash-type style riffs on it. The whole thing is awesome. This entire record is virtually flawless, in my opinion. So many great tracks on it, like UXO, Malignance, Kill Grid, Curtain Fire, Hemorrhage, Blood Ribbon, Trespasser. I just basically named the entire record. It's phenomenal. Check it out. If you guys love heavy, chugging, badass guitar riffs, dive bombs, all that stuff, check this out right there. And this is the only one I don't actually have on a colored variant. For some reason, there's just a handful of shirts and not a whole lot else you can get. So I got what was only available to me. That was the black vinyl, which still is badass. Definitely check it out. This album came out March 12th, 2021. Enforced from Richmond, Virginia. Album is Kill Grid. And the next one, which is my album of the year, and it's not even close, also come out on March 12th. So my favorite two records of the year came out March 12th, and that was early in the third month of the year, and nothing has been able to overtake either one of them. But this one takes the cake. Album of the year for 2021 is Demisers Through the Gate Eternal. This thing came out in Boris Records, right here. Boris Records, which is just up the road in Atlanta. However, this thing took off, and Brian Slagle from Metal Blade Records saw something in these guys and went and signed them. So they are now signed by Metal Blade Records. I'm really looking forward to see what Brian puts out for these guys. Merch, maybe different colored variants of the record. Great stuff. Check out that album artwork, really. Let's just take a second to appreciate that, how badass that friggin' thing is. And basically, when you hear the album, it kind of sounds like this dude is leading you through the Gate Eternal into hell. It is a phenomenal record. A lot of black metal in this thing. You know, I think the genre that they tried to pigeonhole this in was black and speed, because it's just speed, thrashy, heavy metal with a lot of black metal influences. But I also hear a few other influences like melodic, Swedish death metal. Hear a lot of Motorhead in this thing. But yeah, it kind of fits the bill, that black and speed kind of genre, and it just does not disappoint. The riffs are heavy and chugging. There's great guitar solos on this thing. Through the Gate Eternal is like a little musical, or a little interlude looking thing, or sounding thing. But first three tunes right off the bat, Offering, Death Strike, and Raw Fucking Vomit are great. My bad. Scratch all that, I screwed it up. Through the Gate Eternal starts off with like a kind of like an introduction, and that's what it sounds like. This guy's leading you to the gates of hell, and then it just kicks in with this badass riff, chugging riff, solo, crushing choruses, and then goes into Offering, then Death Strike, and then song number 4 is Raw Fucking Vomit. So 4 songs out of the gate. It's pulverizing you, and you really can't catch your breath until song number 5, which is called Song of Blyleth. It's a little 1 minute, kind of musical interlude with like some acoustic guitars, kind of let you catch your breath, and then songs 6, 7, 8, and 9 just, again, bludgeon you to death with just awesome heavy metal, black metal, really, really great tunes. I can't say enough about this record. That's why it's my album of the year. But don't take my word for it. Just give it a listen. But yeah, check out the dudes in the band. Check that guy out with that chainmail armor. More on that in a second. There are the dudes in the band. Again, these guys look how the album sounds. It's like, but check it out, that dude with the chainmail headdress, that's pretty badass. And then lyrics to the songs. Sounds like you walk into a bar and then a group of bikers show up with chainmail as well as leather on, and you know that's the band, so you just know you're going to be in for a fun night. And that's what the album sounds like. I mean, it doesn't disappoint. Like I said, don't take my word for it. Go listen to it for yourself. There's the Demiser Sickle logo. This is on black and silver variant. There's the Demiser logo, better looking image of the record right there. But check it out, it's awesome, just straight up heavy metal. If you dig that blackened speed, you will not be disappointed with this thing. It's got a lot, like I said, it's got a lot of Motorhead sounding influences to it. And I read an interview with the band, and they were basically kind of said the same thing. They're like, look, we have all these influences, and we kind of want to show them all off in this record, kind of leave the listener, you know, not only guessing what each song is going to bring, but also, you know, kind of surprising them as well. So, yeah, check it out. Demisers Through the Gate Eternal, my album of the year. There you have it. That's the first annual Headbangers Closet's album of the year kind of review. Hope you dig it. Do you have any of these albums? Have you heard any of them? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Hit that like and subscribe if you don't mind, or don't. It's cool either way. And if you want, go find me on Instagram, Headbangers Closet. I post pictures of all these records, shows I was at, and a bunch of heavy metal related stuff. And I do my best to follow everybody back as well. So hope all you guys have a very happy new year, and we'll see you very soon. Cheers.